Tonight I want to share a few ideas how we can make UN operations more effectively. And in my opinion, it's all about connecting people. Connecting with the local population, connecting with all other organizations and stakeholders and actors working in the field, in the troubled region or country. But also connecting within the UN operation, the UN organization, within and between the civilian and military components. Connecting people to gain a solid situational awareness, which in my opinion is essential for safe and effective operations. Because you have to really understand what's going on before you can act in an effective way. To illustrate this point, I would share a short, brief story during my experience, or one of my experiences during a UN operation in Cambodia a long time ago in 1992. This operation was about to oversee the return of refugees, disarming insurgents, and organizing free elections. During this UN mission, I acted as a duty officer in our battalion command post. And at a certain moment of time, we noticed that more organizations in the region joined our morning update. Of course, an excellent moment to enjoy Dutch coffee. But foremost, by exchanging information on the security situation in the region, where insurgents like the Khmer Rouge were very active, and the risk of attacks and mines were imminent. The most valuable moments turned out to be the context after this morning update, where experiences and concerns were exchanged. This proved to be beneficial for all present and proved for me the real value in connecting people. Just a very small example to illustrate that improving things and connecting people doesn't necessarily have to be on a strategic level, but is a responsibility for all levels. Connecting people should therefore be a common cause. But why should we put more energy in working in more effective UN operations? March this year, the Secretary General Guterres sounded the alarm on the state of UN peacekeeping. The sounding of the alarm was primarily based on a UN investigation by one of the most experienced UN commanders of multiple UN missions, General dos Santos Cruz. He released his reports in December 2017. I can sincerely recommend that one. That report showed that violence against blue helmets has significantly increased over the last 4 years, in nearly 200 deaths in a period between 2013 and 17 alone. He rightfully concluded that we need to change the way we are doing business. And the subject about the effectiveness of UN operations was clearly on the agenda. From that moment onwards, this theme has been discussed in various meetings, like in Cairo in November, and will be here in The Hague in January. So a lot of subjects are firmly on the agenda for improvements. Subjects like conducts and standards, mission leadership, accountability and rotation schemes. I do not want to duplicate all efforts put forward on these subjects, but merely intend to look towards improving the effectiveness of UN operations from a slightly different angle. And let me share a few ideas. First of all, it starts with security. The time that the UN flag was a guarantee for protection, that's unfortunately long gone. The December 2017 reports of General dos Santos Cruz illustrated that in a very clear manner. Poor security conditions were quite a problem. For instance, when troops are poorly armed when they leave the compound, take the same routes when they're on patrol, and where they're not properly trained in, for instance, disarming roadside bombs. I'm convinced that better security thus begins with better training, better equipment, but even best is the better preparation for the mission. Countries like the Netherlands could perhaps assist in improving this. And how, may you wonder? For instance, in the field of training and providing expertise. Not necessarily by providing huge numbers of troops or looking for long-term deployments, but about well-targeted training and capacity-building programs. I'll provide 3 examples. First, we know quite a lot about clearance of roadside bombs, also known as improvised explosive devices. Therefore, at the beginning of this month, we organized an IED threat mitigation workshop in New York with a primary focus on the practical level in order to increase the situational awareness on this very important subject. Furthermore, the Netherlands is currently investigating how to provide support to improve the medical chain in UN operations. 2 examples. One is the development of an app which you can use on your iPhone or Samsung for the existing UN Buddy First Aid course to improve instruction possibilities, but also use as a quick reference guide. The other is assisting the UN in the further development of post-traumatic stress disorder protocols. Just these 3 examples on how to connect people and share experiences on a common cause in making operations more effective and safer for our personnel. As a second point, I would like to stress the importance of the comprehensive approach. The UN is already a strong supporter and advocate of this comprehensive approach. And just to provide 3 examples on how the Netherlands are coping with this aspect, focusing on a holistic approach within an ecosystem where everyone is connected with everyone. First of all, at the Dutch national strategic level, high-level civil servants and military of 5 departments, General Affairs, Foreign Affairs, Development, Justice and Defense, meet each other on a weekly basis in the so-called steering group for civilian missions and military operations. For many years, this steering group proved its value to provide the right advice to the political decision-making regarding missions and operations where all state instruments are involved. So it is essential to pay attention to the design of decision-making before deploying troops. Secondly, there's also a requirement for some kind or body or forum at lower levels to connect people, ideas and concepts. This is also why the Netherlands and Germany launched the so-called Common Effort Community, together with over 25 organizations from government, civil society, police, military and private sector. This Common Effort platform aims to build and expand relevant networks, train and share knowledge and experiences, and promote public and political support to enhance the comprehensive approach. Thirdly, the Netherlands organizes so-called comprehensive perspective meetings with the aim to bring together decision makers, policy makers and experts to find ways to boost situational awareness and identify challenges and perspectives for cooperation to enhance the effects of comprehensive approach. The meetings are also meant to forge relevant networks, like we do today, and making it easier for both civilian and military professionals to find each other and know each other's way of thinking and working. And this should also make it easier for them to cooperate once in theater you meet. Again, just a couple of examples on how to connect and share experiences in order to make operations more effective. To conclude, steps have been made and are underway to make UN operations more effective. But we have a lot to do. For me, it's evident that solid situational awareness is essential for safe and effective operations. Apart from all other initiatives, we should certainly focus on the aspect of security and comprehensive aspects of operations. I provided some possibilities as how we in the Netherlands can contribute, and perhaps that provides also some food for thought for you. It's always good to keep in mind that our freedom starts with the freedom of others. And that's exactly why we are working far beyond our own borders to achieve peace and stability. Whilst the subject is quite complex and wide-ranging, it's clear to me that no silver bullet exists to solve all challenges at once. also clear for me is that no one can do it alone. To improve the effectiveness of UN operations, we really need each other, regardless whether you're wearing a uniform or not, whether you work in the headquarters or in the field. We need each other, maybe nowadays, even more than ever before. To protect what's precious to us all by connecting people. And in the end, it's the human factor that's decisive in all what we do. Thank you very much.